3 years ago, I taught myself how to build a personal brand without any prior experience doing so. And since then, I've turned normal people into thought leaders, gained them thousands of followers, and even became #1 personal branding expert in the process. Started multiple businesses, generated over $1.5 million in revenue, grown to 270,000 followers on LinkedIn alone, and work with creators, entrepreneurs, and companies you probably love and follow. Now, most people start building their personal brands and get stuck, posting content that never gets reach, building a new overly complicated system or strategy every single month, and feeling like they're falling behind, wondering why they're not growing. The effort is there, but the results aren't. But this stops today because I just created an entire year of LinkedIn strategy, including everything you need to know to grow, scale, and attract clients to you. Now, as you can see by the length of this video, this isn't just another generic video telling you to just post or to be authentic. This is the blueprint that has guaranteed me at a minimum to grow my account each year by 50,000 new followers and add an extra 6 figures in income every single year. Look, I've got 270,000 followers, gotten millions of views across my content, and in the process, I have spotted the exact strategies and frameworks that are a massive opportunity right now for entrepreneurs and creators like you to win this 2025. Because this is the year of the personal brand, and those who don't have one will fall behind. And by the way, if you're looking to speed run this process and you're looking to build a personal brand, then I left a free 7-day course for you in the description below so you can start taking action today. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly the 12 phases that will guarantee your success on LinkedIn, and I'll be breaking down these strategies within each one of them that you can implement step by step. Now, I spent the last year building this strategy, made every single mistake possible so you don't have to, lost thousands along the way, but they made me millions as a result. But it all started with one key thing: adopting a creative mindset. See, I study social media day and night. I observe the market, understand the trends, talk to the biggest marketers and strategists across the world. And what the best personal brands get right is this one thing: the research phase. And this is where most people who wish to create content fail before they even begin. But now you won't. Let me explain. Building a personal brand has become so popular that every single person adopts the just post mindset. Gary Vee and many others have created this narrative around quick action. However, it often leads to disappointing results, leading you and me to never want to post content ever again, thinking that it just doesn't work for you or me or anyone. But when you prepare yourself knowing what works before you create, then you're setting yourself up for fast success. My first LinkedIn post went viral, 4,000 likes and nearly 500,000 impressions in literally 42 hours. And it happened because I spent hours and multiple days researching what hooks people were clicking on, what sentence formats made people stop scrolling, what creators were posting, and what they weren't. I even went as far as putting every single viral LinkedIn post I saw into a Google document, because then I wasn't using Notion, to then reference when writing one post. And the key ingredient wasn't luck, it was researching what was relevant. Social media platforms don't reward originality, they reward relevance. And this goes hand in hand with phase number 2: reverse engineering. This is where research and just post come together, making sure your content cracks the relevance element every single time so you can reap the highest results. So instead of posting and figuring out what works along the way, start identifying what type of content you want to create and stick to that style for as long as you possibly can. Educational content is the safest bet if you want to make money anyway, and having a list of creators who do it at the highest level is needed so you know what type of content is working. Think about it like baking a cake, but you only have 1 hour. You can either buy a pre-packaged cake mix where you can just add an egg instead of having to get multiple different ingredients and figure out where they go and how to cook them. You can simply shortcut your time and effort by simply nailing your research. So let's say you have 5 creators who post educational content. Then every week you'd look at what content looks like and what outperformed for them every single week. Then you use that as data to then write a post within your niche using the same style, hook length, and even format of the post, i.e. a carousel or an infographic or a storytelling post. I do this for clients every time, and it works because we're not leaving anything to luck. We create it. Get the right data and then build the correct strategy. Now, phase number 3 is obvious, but the execution isn't. Let's say now you have identified 5 posts that you can easily recreate. 80% educate and 20% are personal updates or stories. Now, you're excited about them, they seem highly intentional and well written, but then the next week comes and suddenly you don't have any content to post because you ran out of content ideas. And then you found yourself in analysis paralysis. This happens to so many of us, me included, because we fear on repeating ourselves, but the reality is that through repetition comes authority. Alex Ramosi talks about one thing, offers. Cody Sanchez, boring businesses. Iman Gaji, SMMA. Justin Welsh, the one-person business. It is the most effective way to reach your ideal audience and build brand equity because you are known for one thing. You need to make it easy for your ideal audience to categorize you instantly into one specific bucket so they recognize you, then they like you, then they trust you, then ideally they will buy from you. Just think about it like this. When you create content, you are being pushed into a small percentage of LinkedIn's total audience, meaning that the post that you post on a Monday would have only been seen by a few people, and it's the same with every single post. Every time you create similar content, you are testing what approach, format, style, and vocabulary works best for you. What people respond to best, what gets the most traction, what gets you the most leads, and what doesn't get you leads, etc. And over time, just like a Facebook ad, you statistically understand what people like from you. You consistently test, learn, and iterate. And by then, you'd also have gained more eyeballs who are interested in exactly that. This is a data-led approach, not just a vibes approach, which then leads me to phase number 4. When you find winning content for your personal brand and business, the typical instinct for a LinkedIn user is to pin it to their profile. LinkedIn, if you didn't know, has this feature where you can pin a post at the top of your profile so everybody immediately sees it. For 99% of entrepreneurs I've worked for, they take the one viral post they had and pin it and leave it there forever. Do not do this. The feature section has a lot more potential when used right. I actually spoke about it in this video here, as it can be used to drive traffic to your actual offer instead of that one viral post that at best will get you 1 like. What you should do instead is dissect the post and understand why it performed well and recreate it multiple times that month until something else clicks, and double down until it stops working. This is how you avoid burnout from creating content and maximize your success on the platform. Now, what I just showed you isn't just content, it's actually also part of a signature style series. The reason why some personal brands outlast others, even if they have less followers and engagement, is because they built repeatable posting patterns that their audience recognizes. And our brains love patterns, and this is why I'm so set on the idea of repetition, familiarity. Once you find what resonates with your audience and make it familiar to them, you can then turn that into a series that your audience loves and remembers you specifically for. Let me show you an example of someone who did this exact same thing and blew up and actually even made up to $100,000 in revenue for a brand new business he built off the back of LinkedIn. This is Lewis, and I actually met him when he had around 1,000 followers or even less. He actually started building his personal brand on LinkedIn through video. Video is quite controversial, and if you've seen my videos before, you know I'm not so bullish on video, but he started a signature style, breaking down content creators every single time. Now, this was part of his signature style that he started repeating so often that it became part of his brand. And so when he built this system, he removed all the overthinking of what he should post about and then started generating leads and build a business. Now his business is selling video through LinkedIn, and in the process he's worked with ClickUp, Clay, and so many others. And I even saw him hit his first $100,000 in revenue on LinkedIn live. So if we just look at his content, he's consistently repeating the same things. He's talking about video, he's showing photos, he's doing the same similar type of styles of video, etc. This built him a 6-figure business on LinkedIn, worked with the biggest B2B businesses on the platform, has networked with the biggest creators, and I'm sure he's 100% happy with the business that he has right now, all because he built a signature style. He found what worked for him, doubled down, and then templatized it until it stopped working, then built a new series based on the elements from the last ones, and I assume he'll rinse and repeat that until it stops working and then he'll find something else. It's literally genius and anyone can do it. All you need is an idea, a pattern, and elements that make it yours. To the most basic level, your idea can be how-to content, the pattern can be high-level breakdowns, and the elements can be that it is a carousel with images and blue and green fonts. Just like my friend Jake, who has grown to nearly 200,000 followers on LinkedIn, doing exactly that. And by the way, I'm also building Clio with him, a content tool that I've promoted here before, but we've made it 10 times better now. A content strategist in your pocket who thinks like you and writes like you. The proof is in the pudding for this. We've got multiple thousands of followers combined, built million-dollar businesses through that, and landed us on Forbes, led us to work with your favorite brands such as Kajabi and Beehive, and now we're helping you do exactly that by making writing content easier forever. Now, I want you to pause for a second and rewind to what I just said a few seconds ago. The proof is in the pudding for this. We've got multiple thousands of followers combined, built million-dollar businesses through that, and landed us on Forbes, led us to work with your favorite brands such as Kajabi and Beehive, and now we're helping you do exactly that by making writing content easier forever. The reason why I mention specific numbers, companies, and our accomplishments isn't a flex, is to trigger what psychologists call authority bias, which is exactly what phase number 6 is all about. When you haven't made a name for yourself yet, and no one knows you or what you do, you need to build on perceived value. I call this strategic authority stacking, where you aren't perceived as a newbie trying, but as an expert leading. You need to position yourself as someone who's been seen as trusted by others and therefore worth buying from. You can do this at a micro or a macro level. Let me show you. At a macro level, you create content highlighting the work that you have done with other clients and the results that you've gotten them. You can highlight the clients that you work with and what they said, and even if you can visually show the results or elements, will put you in a different echelon than your competitors. To a micro level, you can have all of these highlighted all across your LinkedIn profile as stacks of social proof, so when people log on your profile, they immediately see exactly that, authority. This is how you can manufacture trust before you earn it. Think about it like a shortcut to landing your ideal clients. Here, you are literally pre-handling objections of like, can I see some testimonials, or have you done this for people like me in X, Y, and Z niche? Yes, it's literally highlighted in your profile. I've leveraged this to the maximum, to the point where I no longer need to take sales calls because people trust me to the highest level that they will click and buy a $5,000 offer instantly. Now, phases 7 to 10 are going to be quick and tactical, so we can get you off this video and into implementation as soon as possible. The truth about content strategy is that in order for it to work for you, you need to engineer your own personal flywheel so it attracts people daily, engages them, nurtures them, and then converts them. We've created the strategy. You've got the fundamental idea of how to get content clicking without diving into too much theory. Now, the flywheel to get this going is not to only reverse engineer, but using specific writing frameworks that always work. One of my favorite ones is PASS, problem, agitate, solution, like in this post right here when I want to convert. And then I use my Slate framework when I want to storytell and educate. So story, lesson, action, you. These two frameworks work incredibly well because they build emotion and trust fast. No corporate jargon, just clear writing. The aim is for you to have these frameworks ready for when you see content and recreate it. You have the winning content, you have the winning frameworks. Now, the last thing you need is an elite image, because these guarantee your growth. Just look at these posts. All of them have an image, and it's for a reason. People are visual, even on LinkedIn. Now, what gets the flywheel going faster though, and I hate to say it because you'll hate me for saying it, is engaging. I mentioned this in nearly every video on LinkedIn I've ever created, but engaging on other accounts on LinkedIn is crucial, especially when no one really knows who you are. So you tell them who you are. You comment giving your experience, you comment giving people some praise, and you comment a joke so they notice you. And at the bare minimum, there should be 30 comments done per day on other accounts, and every single comment in your post should be replied to until you can't handle it. It's because naturally, by manufacturing engagement, your post will have higher reach, indicating to LinkedIn that the post is good and further pushing it into people's feeds even when they don't follow you. You are creating hype for yourself, and then people inevitably will follow suit. I do this, my clients do this, and some of you do this. It just works. Granted, your post has to be good to start. Now, over time, your content will start reaching new baselines. You'll go from 20 likes on average to 100 likes on average to 200 likes to 400 likes and so on. The way you build this up fast is to be quick with your content iteration. Every time you find an outlier post you posted, it is in your best interest to replicate it, not just on the topic, but in multiple different topics. For example, look at my carousel format here. I saw it worked, then I replicated it, it worked better, then I optimized it, then it worked 100 times better, and I doubled down until I gave up on carousels, but I'm sure if I kept on going, I'd be at 1 million followers by now. Now, talking about followers though, if you made it this far into this video, please subscribe to my channel. I've been filming this video for way too long. You can literally see the sun coming from behind, and my editors told me that for every new subscriber I get a new energy drink, which means there would be more videos coming, so thank you. Now, the last phases of this mega strategy is building an algorithm-proof brand and mega growth. Both of them go hand in hand. Becoming algorithm proof is the one desire most people creating content on any platform want, where you can post anything, trending, not trending, templated, not templated, and it works. And it makes money while you're sleeping. And many people try to find the hack to this, but no one I know touches on the actual thing that makes this happen at scale. And it's not another engagement hack or a specific type of post. It's actually something else that I discovered by accident. And if you go onto my LinkedIn and you scroll a few seconds, you'll see exactly what that is. See, there's viral creators and then there's lifetime creators. Viral creators curate content, but if you covered their name and profile with your hand, you wouldn't know who they are. They have interesting content, but the interesting thing isn't about them. It's usually about something else, like a trend or an article or even an update. It builds zero brand equity. Lifetime creators who outperform the algorithm create their own algorithm where you can recognize them from a mile off, because even when they educate you on their niche, you're staying for them. Now, I'm going to run you through my content to show you exactly what I mean. If we quickly run through my content, you can see that it is very unique to me. It's got my storytelling, it's got my photo, it's got my individual experiences, and even when I don't use my own photo, there's an element of me plastered all over these posts. Now, the reason why is because I honed in on what I said at the start: repetition. I built that credibility for myself by creating repeatable content that resonates with my audience. I found them by creating content until I found that winning trend. So I've literally used this exact step-by-step framework for myself, so I know it works. Every single piece of content that I create cannot be replicated by someone else because it's very unique to me. Even if the topic is as broad as copywriting, personal branding, storytelling, you can tell it's mine because of how I wrote it, the stories that I've used, and the frameworks that I'm using. You can also see different formats, like I try video, I try carousels, I try photos, I try infographics, I try everything. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it converts, sometimes it doesn't, but I still keep on iterating until I find a new winning trend, because the algorithm changes, but I'm algorithm proof because I keep on trying new things. And this is something people fail to mention. You need to try new things in order to get new outcomes and better results. Visibility and memorability are the keys to a retained personal brand. They are the core of what a brand actually does and how content becomes easy, and ultimately how you become the niche in the end. This sounds simple, and it literally is. Stick to this for 365 days and watch your life change. I am cheering from you from the sidelines, and I hope to see you on my timeline soon. Also, if you like this video, then you loved this one on the screen right here. I broke down the 7 strategies that I use that are so effective that they feel illegal to know. These are the exact same tactics that have gotten me featured on Forbes and built multiple 6-figure success stories for my students. Click on it now and I'll see you over there.